Hi you guys, welcome to my channel, Wholesale to Million. My name is Khang, where I share with you guys everything I've learned about wholesaling houses, how you can actually go out there and tie a piece of property up on a contract at a discounted price, and how you're able and legally can assign the contract over to another buyer that's willing to pay more for it and make a large profit. All right, now you don't need any of your own cash because you're not gonna buy the property. You don't need good credit because you're not gonna get a loan on it. You don't need any construction background because you're not gonna fix it and flip it. All right, when I first started, I have no construction background, I have no real estate knowledge. All right, and if I can do it with the willpower and the determination and the focus and the drive to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, you can too. All right, you guys, all you need to do is you need to learn the skill set which I'm going to share and teach you guys in my channel. The skill set of how to be able to go out there and find and locate motivated seller, which means seller that is needing and willing to sell it to you at a discounted price. All right, you got to learn how to talk to them, negotiate with them, and tie the piece of property on the contract at a discounted price. Learn how to go out there and find a cash buyer that is willing to pay more for it and assign the contract over to them for a large profit. All right, you guys. Now, in this channel, or I'm sorry, in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about wholesaling versus fix and flip. All right. Now, if you guys have followed my channel, you understand that when I first started out in real estate, I actually did fix and flip. All right, and then I convert and went to wholesaling. All right, and now we are actually full-time. That's all we do is virtual wholesaling, where we don't see the seller, the buyer, or the property, and we're able to tie these property under contract with the seller without ever meeting them or seeing the property, execute it, and then execute with the buyer without ever meeting up with them as well, and then just get paid. All right. So let me start off telling you guys the whole fix and flip and why it didn't work for me, or why I didn't like it, and how I merged into wholesaling and how I fell in love with wholesaling houses. And so I'm going to share it with you guys, and that way you guys can understand kind of the benefit of being a wholesaler versus a fix and flip. All right, because I'm going to talk about the good things here for wholesaling, because obviously fix and flip, I didn't like it so much, and I'm going to share with you guys why. Now, when I first started out as fix and flip, you know, obviously, like I'm sharing with you guys, I have no construction background. All right. So when we first started, you know, we've been reading books and things like that already. And one of the books that really changed my life, and maybe some of you guys might have read it, it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That's the book that changed my life. I'm not a reader. I didn't read the book. I went on YouTube and I just listened to the audio. I listened to it over and over again. I was listening in my car, and this is about 5 or 6 years ago, all right, when we first started. For my wife, what changes her was the movie called The Secret. That kind of gave her, letting her know that anything is possible if you believe. Anything is possible if you believe, and if you're willing to work at it, you can have it and you can achieve anything you want. All right, you guys. So I always look at it as compared to your goals and compared to people that go to the moon. There's people that wakes up and said, hey, I'm going to send people to the moon. And maybe, you know, and we look at our goal is only to make X amount, you know, compared to that, it's a very small goal. All right. So it's achievable. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyways, so, you know, when I listen to that audio, it lets me believe that you don't have to be good at everything. What you need is you need to learn the skill set, and you just need to learn find the people that is the missing link to whatever you need, right? So obviously I have no construction background, you're right, but I understand that you can actually, if you have the money, right? If you have the money, you can now sub these things out, hire people to do it for you, so you don't have to do it. So anyway, so when we first started, I was subbing things out, and I was working with general contractor. All right. Now, one thing I want to share with you guys is that I've never lost, you know, we've never lost any money on our fix and flip. We actually make great money on fix and flip. All right. But it takes up so much of my time out of my day. I was working 12, 13 hours a day, waking up 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, going to Home Depot, dealing with contractor, picking out materials, so all kinds of things. And I want you guys to understand that, you know, it didn't work for me and I didn't like it. But there are people out there that have been very successful with fix and flip and they can do they can do three to five flips at the same time, and they have a system in place already that it doesn't require a lot of their time involved. All right. As for me, I just got into wholesaling and did my first wholesale deal and fell in love with it, and then I let the whole fix and flip go instead of trying to learn and find that find that person that's got that system in place already and try to implement whatever they do into my fix and flip business. I just kind of merged away when I found wholesaling. All right. And I'm going to share with you guys too, it's, it took a lot of my time. I was working all the time. I was constantly dealing with contractor, subcontractor. Even if you deal with GC and you have a contract with them where they say they're going to get it done X amount of time, it's never done X amount, it's never done in the time frame that they said that they're going to do. And if for some of you who, who are maybe doing fix and flip, and if you guys have experienced this, you understand and feel my pain. You know what I'm talking about. But they always say, oh yeah, it's going to be done for this. It always, for me. So I'm sharing with you guys, it's my experience. All right, you guys. It always go over price. It always go over budget. Okay. The time frame has always been way longer. Okay. Always been way longer than what was anticipated. All right. And our profit that was anticipated, it gets lower and lower. All right. So I didn't like that. I didn't like, waking up early, dealing with contractor, and things like that. And I just, and another thing with whole fix and flip is, right when we get done with a project, the money goes in the account, and then it goes right back out to another project or to another 2 project or 3 project. We're actually at the time we're working on like 3 or 4 projects at the same time. And oh man, I was running around like my head is chopped off, right? I was running around doing a bunch of stuff. All right, you guys, a bunch of stuff that didn't get me paid. All right, which means stuff that it just get me doing stuff that is not valuable to my time that I could spend doing. All right, you guys. So anyways, but you just got to do what you got to do. There's time where I have to climb up in the attic just because one of the contractor forgot to hook up the vent from the vent hook out to the roof, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I call an investor up, another investor, and I say, hey, there's vent. Or I call one of my contractor up, and he said he can't make it. So I say, screw it, I have to go there to do it myself, because I tried to call all the people to go do it and they couldn't do it. So I said, you know what, we have a showing and things like that, I'm just gonna go do it. So anyways, I went out there and I climbed up in the attic and I tried to hook up that vent. Oh my gosh, you guys, it took me forever. Okay, it was a simple task, but it took me forever. And I remember there's one time that the contract, everything is done already. They're supposed to put in the final piece, like the door handle. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The handle for the door. It's like a 5-minute job, right? Guess how long it took me? It took me almost 30 minutes to do it. All right. And I said, oh man, okay, this is not for me. But contractor, they promise me things and it never gets done. They always want to get paid in advance, and stuff will not get done, and they want to get paid already. They argue with you, and things like that. And I just didn't, my wife didn't like the lifestyle that we had, because in her mind, in her vision, it was totally different. She wants to get into a business that can make a boatload of money, but doesn't require a lot of your time. All right. And like I'm telling you, like there are people out there have already mastered and had a system in place for fix and flip. All right. But it just didn't work for me. And I'm just sharing with you guys that how I didn't like it. All right. And so anyways, and the money, the money goes in, right? So when we sell a flip, the money goes in, it sits there for a while, and it goes back out. So you feel like you're broke again. All right. It goes back out to another project or a couple project. All right. And also another thing is that the one thing is risky about fix and flip is you have to have a lot of reserve. So if you're doing one flip, then maybe you don't have to have so much reserve. But if you're doing a couple flip because to make X amount, you gotta increase your flip, right? You gotta do more flips. And so you have to have a lot of reserve, all right? And if anything happens in the market, let's just say that you got 3 flips going at it, like 3 or 4 flips going, and the market takes a turn. Guess what's going to happen? You better have a lot of reserve. All right, you better have a lot of reserve to finish up those properties, so you can either rent it out or resell it, quickly, or otherwise you're in big doo-doo. All right, so flip, it's a lot more risky than way more risky than wholesaling. All right, and so that's another thing where we kind of didn't like, is because as we were trying to grow, but because we want to grow, because we were trying to grow and we want to make a lot of money in real estate, right? So for us to do that, then we got to do multiple flips at the same time, right? We got to do multiple flip. So, it requires a lot of reserve, right? And you got to go out there, you got to learn how to raise money, private money, hard money, or you got to go out there and get a loan from the bank and trying to raise more money, try and do more project, and do bigger projects so you can make bigger profit, and things like that. So, the thing is, my wife didn't like the lifestyle. I was working so many hours a day. Project never gets done, to kind of sum it up, project never gets done on time. Our profit never been what we say we're going to make. It always been less, all right? It always been less because of the time it took, and the rehab costs always go over, all right? And the risk involved, all right? And the risk involved in fix and flip, okay? So anyway, that's for the fix and flip. Now, when I did my first wholesale deal, all right, like if you guys follow me, you understand. When I did my first wholesale deal, I met with the seller, talked to her, got that property under contract, found the buyer within 2 days, closed in 7 days, okay, closed in 7 days, and I made $28,000. And I have no money, right? Well, I put down an earnest money, which is $500. But like I mentioned to you guys, that earnest money can be any amount. I've seen people put $1, $10, but whatever it is. So anyway, we put down $500, all right, for the earnest money, close in 7 days, and make $28,000. Any of my flip, I did not make $28,000 in 7 days, all right? Most of our flips, we want to go in there, we want to go in there from start to finish about 3 months or so, and hoping to make, at least 40 to 50,000 on a flip, all right? That was kind of our goal, all right? Because with our market, because, okay, so every market is different. With our market, with the price, with the house price where we're at, most of our flip, we want to make, we want to be in it start to finish 3 to 4 months and make $40,000 to $50,000. All right, but so there you go. I've never made on a flip $28,000 in 7 days. So it kind of blew me away, right? And the reason, okay, and I want to share with you guys when my wife and I first got into real estate. And the reason why we choose to go with fix and flip and not wholesaling is because I guess we have this not a bad image, but an image with a wholesaler. Oh, wholesaler doesn't make that much. Wholesaler, there's a level to real estate. So you start out as a wholesaler, and then you go to fix and flip, and then you go to being a developer. Then you just kind of go up from there, right? So you just kind of go up as level as you build up your cash. I'm sorry. And at that time, we already have some money sitting aside we already have money sitting aside already from all those time that we work and save. So we have money sitting there already. So we're like, well, why would we want to start at level 0 or level 1 when we have the cash where we can go and flip houses, and instead of making 10 or 15,000 on a wholesale deal, we would just buy it, fix it, and make 40 to 50,000. All right, because at that time we have limited knowledge and limited awareness. We didn't know that, well, you know what, what if you do 10 of those, 10 wholesale or 5 wholesale, all right, a 5 wholesale at, or 10 or, you know, 5 wholesale at $10,000 a piece. That's $50,000 a month. All right. So we were like, oh shoot. All right. So at that time when we started, that's why we merged into fix and flip, because we didn't have the knowledge or was aware of what wholesaling, what you can do in wholesaling and how you can really scale it up. All right. So anyways, we got into the whole fix and flip. And we and then going through that, we understand we didn't like that lifestyle and we didn't want that lifestyle. So when I first did my wholesale deal, it kind of triggered everything, and boom, we're like, oh my God, if we can do that in tie it up, find the buyer, what if we do 2 of those a month or 3 of those a month? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be more than flipping and less risk, right? Who cares if the market, who cares if you got 3 property tied up and the market tanked a month from now, right? You can go back, renegotiate with the seller, or you can back out of the deal, right? But if you fix and flip, you already bought these property, you don't have a choice but to move forward, whether to raise money or to have the reserve to finish this project up, all right, you guys? So that's what I love about wholesaling. It doesn't require a boatload of money to start, and you have barely any risk, 99.9%. The worst case I share with you is you lose your earnest money. That's it, all right? So anyways, and that's what I love about wholesaling. It's because you can scale it up so big, right? Once you learn how to do it virtually, you can pretty much do it in any market, and you can learn how to adapt and do it in other market a lot easier than fix and flip, in my opinion, all right? Because all you do is you just tie the piece of property up under contract, go out there, learn how to find that buyer, and assign it over to them. And if you're trying to fix and flip in another market, you gotta you gotta find people that you can trust. You gotta find the contractor that has good reputation, because if something goes wrong, you have to either go there or you have to send somebody to go there to check it out. What if you do it in another states? That's a headache, right? So once we got into wholesaling, then merged into virtual wholesaling, we saw the potential of how big you can grow. It's unlimited, right? So you can tie a deal up for $500,000, and you don't even need to have $500,000. You can have $100 in the bank, and you can still tie that piece of property up under contract for $500,000 and trying to wholesale it to someone for $600,000 and make $100,000. All right, you guys. So that's why I love about wholesaling, all right? Because it's barely any risk, and you can scale it up so big. And you guys, wholesaler have the best lifestyle. I don't care about I don't care about other people that are doing a flip. But if you put on an average wholesaler to fix and flipper, I promise you, wholesaler has the best lifestyle. All right. Right now we're doing about 20 hours a week, making over $100,000 a month, and I'm working only 20 hours a week. Before that, I was fix and flip. I was working 14 hours a day. All right. So you guys, wholesaler have the best lifestyle. And why would my wife used to say this when we first got into wholesaling. This is what my wife said: sell the fix and flipper the headache. Sell them or headaches. Sell them the headaches, right? Because rehab project is a headache, because a lot of times, there's always surprises that's going to come up. You will get lucky sometime where everything goes smoothly. You won't find anything, but majority of the time, there's always surprises in fix and flip, all right? And it's a headaches. My wife always say, when we discover wholesaling, she said, sell them the headaches, all right, you guys? So anyways, I just want to share that quickly with you guys. We love wholesaling, and you guys, wholesaling, if you stick with it and you master wholesaling, I promise you, oh my gosh, I promise you, you don't want to do anything else besides wholesaling houses, because it's been an amazing journey for me, and that's why I want to make this video and to share back and to give back with you guys, because of how much I love it, all right? And I want that exact same thing for you guys, all right? So if you guys are on the fence of debating between fix and flip or wholesaling, there you go. That's my opinion. I hope that helps you guys out. But you know, maybe if you do have that urge to, you know, go out there and flip a house, build up your cash through wholesale. All right, build up your cash through wholesale, then do one flip at a time. All right, one flip and see how it goes, and then you can think about doing more. Because when I first started, you know, when I first started, I was just going deals after deal after another deal. I was just going, right, and it got to the point where, man, it was a mess. I couldn't keep track with the finance things. You know, money was going in and out, and I was paying stuff so quick, and it had got me to lose money. And like I said, you know, we have not lost any money on any deals, but our deal margin, our profit margin shrinks so much because I couldn't keep up with all the things that are going in and going out financially. All right, so I was keeping track on that, and so it has cost me, you know, so it has cost me great amount of money. All right, you guys. So anyways, but wholesaling, you don't have to worry. You tie a piece of property on the contract, you go find that buyer, you assign it to them, you know exactly how much you're going to make on that day. All right, you guys. So anyways, there you guys go. That's why I love wholesaling. That's why I love wholesaling, and I hope you guys are in this journey with me. And you guys, as always, thank you so much to everyone that have subscribed. I truly, truly love you guys, and I'm so grateful to have you guys a part of my channel. Thank you so much. You guys are the reason why and the motivations, and you guys are the energies that when I see the channel grow is that I come out and create more of these videos for you guys, all right? And sharing with you guys everything I've learned, and teaching you guys and getting you guys going on the right path. All right, so you can go out there and crush in your market and start wholesaling houses and make a boatload of money doing it. And then one day you'll be able to give back and create videos like this and to change other people's life. All right, you guys. All right, you guys, as always, if you guys have any questions, drop me a comment. Let me know where you're at, what you need help with, and I'll do my best to deliver the answer and get you guys going in the right direction. All right, thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. As always, if you guys like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and let me know that you appreciate and want to be a part of my channel. Thank you so much, you guys. I truly appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Take care. See you guys the next time. Bye.